Hi, my name is Margaret Cronk. I'm 15 years old and I live on a small ranch in Canyon Creek, Montana. I'm applying for the NILE Merit Heifer Scholarship and this is my 5th year in 4-H. In addition to my animal projects, I'm also doing woodworking, leathercraft, embroidery, cake decorating, and food preservation in 4-H. This fall I will be a sophomore in Oxford Academy, an online homeschool. So this is the indoor portion of our barn where we keep our feed so it can be out of the weather and animals can't get into it. This is high-end 14 which I feed to my steer, and I have beet pellets and mineral salt for the cows. And I also have a scale so I can weigh my steer's feed so he always gets the right amount. Over here we have our sink where I wash our milk pails and we can wash our calving chains or anything else that needs washed. Over here we have our shelf where we keep our calving supplies and our other supplies for our cows and our medicines. And here we have a refrigerator. This is the back portion of our barn, and this is the area where I bring my milk cow in to milk her. It's also a place where I can clip, fit, tie, or feed my steer or my heifer. And these are the stalls we have in this barn where we can bring cows in if they're calving when it's really cold so the calves can come in and dry off. It's also a place where I could just bring my steer or heifer in to tie them up. This is the pasture where I'll keep my steer in the winter, and it's also where I'll keep my heifer when I first get her. There's a shed where they can have shelter, and our cow chute is down there. There's also access to the creek. These are some of the fields where we make hay for our cows, and it's also where our cows stay in the early spring when they're calving, so that we can keep an eye on them. There's also a small pen here where we can keep cows if we need them in a small area or run them in the barn. This is our squeeze chute where we bring our cows in if we need to pull calves or anything else that needs them to be contained. And over here we can bring our livestock scale if we want to weigh the cows. And our alley and corral are not quite finished. This is our washer where we wash our cows and our pigs. This is another one of our smaller pastures. If I get a heifer, she will probably stay here at some point. There's a creek running through the length of it and there's shelter in the brush. This is our other barn where we store feed, hay, and equipment. This is where we keep the pig slop, which we feed to our 4-H pigs, and this is where we keep some of our hay. There's also a loft in the other barn where we keep hay to feed to the milk cows, and this is where we keep our larger totes of dry pig feed. This is our other larger stall. We mostly use it for horses, but we could use it for cows if there's a need. There's a manger in the corner and an automatic heated waterer over there. This is my steer Hokey. He's one of the calves last year from our own herd of cows. I bring his feed down here every day to feed him and brush him while he's eating. This is my steer's pasture. He has grass in the meadow and he can have shelter in the brush, and there's a creek down there where he can have constant access to fresh water. These are our 4-H pigs. The Yorkshire crosses are my brother and sister's pigs, and this is my show pig Vita. I decided to get a higher quality pig this year, so I got her. This is my young Holland Lop doe Maple. She is my main show rabbit this year. I'm also showing my Rex doe Flora. This is my Holland Lop buck Jerome. And these are my sister's Holland Lops. This is my milk cow Florence and her calf Franny. This is my horse Riata. She's a 2-year-old quarter horse Morgan cross, and I'm starting to saddle break her this year. I've had her ever since she was born. This is my Red Angus cow Penny. She's 5 years old and I've had her since she was a baby calf. That is our Hereford bull Stony. He is a very good boy. These are the rest of our cows. We have about 18 pairs of Angus and Hereford cross. We put GPS collars on our cows so that we can pasture them more easily and utilize more of our land for grazing. My goals and objectives for the Merit Heifer are to get more involved in the cattle industry and learn more about managing cows. I hope to breed my heifer to a good bull to get top quality calves. I also plan to work with and train my heifer as often as I can so that I can work with her safely and easily. I'd like to thank my parents for their support and suggestions during my application, the Lewis and Clark County Beef Superintendent for informing me of this opportunity, and all of you at the NILE for offering this incredible program and your consideration of me as the 2026-2027 NILE Merit Heifer recipient.